Yo, what up, man? It's Mark Q. And I've been on this journey for a minute. And understandably, some people may look at me and feel like, yo, like, you supposed to be here, or you supposed to have accomplished certain things at this point. And it's all perspective, but I understand and I get it. And admittedly, I feel the same way to an extent. So I'm very big on taking L's and using them in my favor or learning something from them. So I'm gonna take this time to break down the many things that hindered me in my path and made it take so long. So I call this the road to him. You know what I mean? This is the road to becoming him. I'm him. Himothy Jr., Himi Hendrix, you know what I mean? Himi Neutron. So, ever since I began this rap journey, I watch some of my favorite rappers and, they got all the women around them, fire videos getting shot. They in the OD fire, the fire webs. They got on them fits. They putting that shit on. They got the jewelry. And I aspire to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you want to be like that? But I think we also have to break down what makes you him beyond the aesthetics and the cosmetic aspects of things. You know what I mean? So, as far as being him, pardon. Yeah, we gonna chop that out. So, of course, when it comes to being him, you gotta be cakey beyond the average man. You know what I mean? You gotta make some strong bread to where it's like, that's not regular. You know what I mean? And it's not only that, but that's a important part of it. That's an important aspect, but it's one aspect. I think the slept on aspects are things like when you get around your peers who are also formidable in the money aspect and character status and various other traits. They respect your body. They respect you. They may not like you. They may not fuck with you, but they gotta respect your shit. You know what I mean? That's part of being him. Another joint. This is the one I think that's most slept on and people forget about. If you were to lose your money and resources, your relationships, your mindset, your work ethic, and your character would bring all of that back at some point. You know what I mean? Like, if you just get money, but those things are not up to par, when you lose that money, you done. So you need to know when you nurture your relationships properly and you a man of your word, when you down, you can come back to certain people and they be like, yo, I'm gonna work with you. You know what I mean? Like, I know you get busy. I know you solid. Like, you ain't gonna just do me dirty. You feel me? They could spot you on something. Now, your mindset, you know what I mean? You have to be able to be down very bad and still be like, yo, we here, but we going brick by brick it. We going, as Nipsey said, you know what I mean? We going to lay a brick every day to get back. It's going to take a minute. It might not, but it might take a minute. But we going to brick by brick it. And at some point, we going to look up and have that, we going to have that castle built. You know what I mean? But if your mindset not right, you're not going to look at it like that. You're like, oh, it's over. Nah, this is just a start over. It's not over though. You know what I mean? The work ethic, of course, you got it with everything. You got to put in the pain. You got to put in the work. You gotta grind hard. You gotta hustle hard. You know what I mean? So overall, your character and traits is really what's gonna make you him. You know what I mean? Another aspect, as I said, you say what you mean and you mean what you say. When niggas hear you talk, you say you gonna do something, niggas like, oh yeah, it's gonna get done. And even if it's somehow it don't get done, niggas know that you tried your best. Niggas feel comfortable investing in your efforts. You know what I mean? Because they know you gonna do your due diligence and then some. You feel me? Now, another aspect, you deal with stress very well. You deal with stress very well to where what is a nightmare to some people is just fun and play for you. You know what I mean? You push it on your back. And of course you can't do this right away. On the journey to become him, you gotta be able to build yourself up. You can't right away take all the stress and push it on your back. You know what I mean? So now, back to my original point. What jammed me up, the first main thing that jammed me up in my road to becoming him, wasting time. Like, I keep it all the way a stack. I wasted like 80% of my 20s. Never getting that back. That's done. Clip. Can't do nothing about it. Clip. So you know what I mean? That's the main thing you want to avoid. If you trying to get fly, have the money, have the admiration, respect, be that dude, be looked at as solid, you know what I mean? Fly shit, but also good character, looking like you a rapper and all of that, you know what I mean? If you want that, you can't waste time. You cannot play with time. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta manage your time very well. And make sure you putting in daily deposits that lead you down to what you trying to accomplish. So that's time management. Second thing, money management. Messed that up along with the time in my 20s. You feel me? Like, wasn't going after it like I should have. You know what I mean? Just coasting by. And then on top of that, no investments, not in myself, not in the stocks. They ain't have crypto back then. So, you know what I mean? Wasn't in no stocks, wasn't in no business, wasn't in myself. So, you know what I mean? Niggas just going to the fried chicken spot, getting something to eat, buying comic books, buying video games. You know what I mean? Like, this is time we don't get back. And this is money that invested into nothing. Now, this one is controversial. I'm gonna try and be light, cause you know, people always saying I'm being too harsh about certain things. So I'm gonna try to be careful about this, but I gotta keep it a stack. Being around goofy people, you know what I mean? Like, you could be trying your hardest, you could be going crazy. You know what I mean? Like, if you Jordan had a good team. At the end of the day, Jordan, like, this nigga did crazy shit. Had the flu. Put up, what was it, 61 points? Had the flu, throwing up at the side and shit. Like, you know what I mean? This nigga dunking from the free throw line. This nigga had mad magical moments in the NBA. Like, he's different. But at the end of the day, he still had a good team. He still had Rodman. He still had Pippen. He had niggas on the bench that was nice. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you gotta look at shit like your body of pursuing goals got arms, and that's your network. And you may not always use the left arm, but you know what I mean, that arm working out, that arm reaching for things. And now when you need to use that arm, there's resources there. You feel me? Like, it goes back to the relationships. You know what I mean? Like, if you get down bad and your man's just binge watch SpongeBob now, episodes all day. You know what I mean? What has he put together? What plays has he put together for you to reach out and be like, yo, could you help me with something or plug me into a situation? Nothing. Because niggas is watching SpongeBob. Niggas is discussing what the celebrities is doing all day right now. I'm sure you got your mans talking about Diddy all day.
But if your mind
talking about Diddy all day, I'm like, yo,
oh, it's over.
Yeah, it's funny, you know what I mean? I might have a little 10 minutes to laugh at that shit. But I don't know this nigga, and this nigga don't know me. He not swinging me no bread. He not helping me with nothing. I don't care. You feel me? Like, that shit is a passing moment to be like, ha ha ha. And to keep it a stack, I don't even want to do that. You know what I mean? I can't escape the gossip, but the goofy shit, man, the goofy friends, that will kill you. And in the long run, this is my personal experience. And like I said, I'm not bashing nobody, you know what I mean? But when you reach a certain point and you still figuring shit out, putting shit together, you still striving, if you ever fall off, the early relationships is what you gotta rely on. So now, when you rely on those early relationships, because you're relying on it, you're bound to their ways. You see what I'm saying? So you may be like, oh, let's run this play. Nah, they not running plays. They not running plays. They're gonna sit and watch TV all day and then look at you like you bugging the fuck out for not wanting to partake in that. And this is real shit, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna get into specifics and details, but when you trying to improve life, niggas gonna look at you like you bugging the fuck out. Like, you crazy, nigga. Why you doing that? Why you working so much? So, you know what I mean? That's another super key one. I think the only thing that's more important than that one right there is this next one: health. Take care of your health. Don't play around with the health at all. Health is the foundation of all this shit. When you on that road to him, you know what I mean? Like, you see how you gotta go to kindergarten first and learn how to read and like sound out the A's and the B's, the b and the C is k. You know what I mean? Like, that's the foundation. You can't learn how to read till you know the ABCs and all that shit. You feel me? You gotta build on that. And it's the same time. And like, if your health not right and you not taking care and managing and working on your health daily, you know, you gonna get to a point where you fall off. You feel me? You gonna fall off, or you gonna accomplish your shit and not be able to enjoy it. So, you know, and I went through it personally. You know what I mean? Health messed up. Everything came apart. Mine was all messed up. Body I couldn't even hustle like I wanted to. So, you know, that's the key point, and it's not difficult. I said this in another video. It's about daily deposits. It's just daily deposits. Wherever you at, start from there and master that. If you can only do 2 push-ups, keep doing them 2 push-ups. 2 turn to 4, 4 turn to 8, and so on. And over time, 2 years, you know what I mean? You're gonna be knocking out 20 like it's nothing. But you just gotta master the level that you at and keep relentlessly attack that level. But yeah, So on the road to him, you know what I mean? A lot of the things, I feel like I made every mistake, you feel me? I made every mistake, distractions. So now I try to obsess over those mistakes so that I don't make them anymore, and I got myself firmly cemented in not making those mistakes anymore. As we get older, niggas become more wise, more solid, hopefully, and you know how to move forward. So you know life is just a constant, it's a constant classroom. You're constantly learning. So I know when you give back, I can talk to somebody, they'll hear what I'm talking about right now and be able to dodge some of these mistakes, you feel me? And that's gonna be my give back. So on the road to him, I'm almost there, keep it a stack. I got shit up my sleeve, like I've been on it. So, you know, hopefully you could take these gems and be able to speed up your process. Bless up.